Jordan Barger here with the Barger Index, and today I'm going to be talking about the First Amendment to the Barger Index. The First Amendment to the Barger Index deals with the Bechdel Test, the Mako Mori test, and balance of people. With the Bechdel Test, the new rule states that if a subset of characters do not pass the Bechdel test, then the question will be asked, did one of those characters pass the test with anyone? For example, if two people of color don't talk to each other about something other than a white person for at least 30 seconds, then the question will be asked, well, did a person of color talk to anyone, a white person, about something other than a white person? If yes, then the points will be awarded at 1/2 rather than 1 full point. Unless the same is true for white people, then it'll be a full point. This is to account for how there shouldn't just be no points if a person of color is talking. And like, for example, there's only one person of color in a movie, like, yeah, that's not as diverse as it should be, but if the main characters are balanced and it's still like that, and then it doesn't happen, then it doesn't seem fair to give 0 points instead of just a 1/2 point. For the Mako Mori test, the new rule states that if a type of character doesn't pass the Mako Mori test, then the Shuri test is brought into play. The Shuri test is something I came up with myself, actually, and it's in a new video that I made, which you should also check out if you want to see what that's about. The Shuri test will be brought into play, and if that type of character passes the Shuri test, then the award's given at full points. So you get 1 point, or however many, depending on the balance. For the balance behind the screen and on the screen, instead of giving just a full point or a 0, it's going to be given like percentage-wise. The smaller group of people will be on top of the larger group of people, and then you'll have the fraction, and then you can just put that into the decimal point to figure out what it is on the scale from 0 to 1. For example, say there were 3 men that worked behind the screen and 2 women that worked behind the screen. Well, it would be 2/3, 2/3, which would be 0.67. So instead of getting just a 0, it would be 0.67, which makes more sense because it's that much balance. It's not just all or nothing. For example, if the number is equal, like 3 and 3, 3/3 equals 1, so you get the full point for being equal. And this is just to account for how it's not always fair if you have like 1 off and you get a full 0. The total number of points is still 9, it'll still add up to 9, and you'll see you might have 1/2 points or full points. The letter grades are still the same, but if you have numbers that are like in between the 2 letter grades, for example, if you have a 7.5, which is in between an A and a B, if it's a 0.5, you would round up. And then if it's a 0.4, you would round down, so it would be a B or an A. That's the First Amendment to the Barger Index. I'm certain there will be many more. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. Always open to making this better, and it's definitely a team effort trying to figure this thing out. Jordan Barger. That's me.